For the last couple of years, the Toronto Raptors has been one of the top teams coming out of the Eastern Conference, and with them gradually getting better each season, a lot of their success comes from the performance of their outstanding bench players. And one of the players that have a crucial role off the bench is Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet has become a threat on the scouting report and just an overall household name. The fans show him a lot of love now, but in reality, he wasn't always the fan favorite. Throughout his whole basketball career, he has always been that underrated guy. From the high school level to the college level and even some of the NBA, he was always considered the underdog. This is the evolution of Fred VanVleet. What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Y'all already know what's going on, man. Shout out to everybody that's really been supporting the channel. I would have never thought the channel would grow this much when I first made it. And I know y'all probably thinking like, bro, you have 29,000 subscribers, so calm down. But it's a lot of people that don't get this opportunity, so I'm humble for it for real. But hopefully we can make this channel grow even more. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you let me know that you're new down in the comment section. And make sure that you're following me on my social medias too. I'm gonna leave all these links down in the description. But enough of all that talking. Let's get into this video. Now this topic actually means a lot to me because I made a video on Fred VanVleet over a year ago. I didn't really have many subscribers at the time, so I told myself if this video doesn't get any views, I'm done with YouTube. I was just fed up, but fortunately that was my first video that started picking up steam. So ever since then I knew it was meant for me to keep going. Fred VanVleet's journey started off at Auburn High School in Rockford, Illinois. Now you would never know, but there's a lot of good basketball players that come from Rockford, but they never got the exposure that they needed, so you probably never heard of him. But Fred VanVleet was special, and with no one on his team over 6'3", he led them to an almost undefeated season, and he led them downstate. They ended up finishing in 3rd place, losing to Proviso East, led by NBA players Sterling Brown, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks, and Javon Carter, who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Proviso East came with a game plan. They were double teaming and trapping Fred. This either forced him to commit a turnover or rely on his teammates to win the game for him, but sadly they couldn't bring it home. It happens. For his 2012 through 2013 season, he signed to play at Wichita State University. He was playing a key role off the bench and he generally helped his team make it to the Final Four. But it wasn't until his sophomore season that he really made a name for himself. He was now the starting point guard, and being surrounded by great players like Ron Baker and Cleanthony Early, it really gave Fred the opportunity to create for his teammates. And with him putting up 13 points and 5 assists a game, they were the only team that was undefeated going into March Madness. They were shocking the world, and people were starting to believe that they were going to go undefeated and win the championship. They made it all the way to the Final Four, and it was a very close game. Wichita State was down by 2 with 3 seconds left. They passed it to Fred at the top of the key and he just pulled up from 3, but this time it just didn't fall for him. And just like that, their undefeated season and their championship run was over. He came back to play his following 2 seasons and he was still playing on a high level, but they weren't able to make a run like that again. It was just a once in a lifetime opportunity. In 2016, he felt that he was ready to make that transition to the NBA, but teams felt that he wasn't good enough to be selected in the 1st round or the 2nd round. So he had to go undrafted. He felt that the best decision for him given the circumstances was to sign with the Toronto Raptors Summer League team. Now at the time, the Raptors had about 3 point guards that were in rotation before him. They had Kyle Lowry, Corey Joseph, and DeLon Wright, but Fred VanVleet wasn't focused on that. All he was thinking about was that somebody in the organization had to be interested in him if they wanted to invite him to Summer League. So he was just gonna grind it out, and it was all about just moving up the ladder for him. And after dominating in the Summer League, he made the Raptors official roster. His rookie season, he really didn't get to play as much, so when he got in, he definitely made the most of his minutes. Whether it was just playing full court defense or he just scored a quick bucket as soon as he got in the game. This was around the time when he was back and forth playing in the G League. But I'm guessing the coaching staff started to take notice because he just started to get in a lot more minutes. And man, he just got hot at the perfect time. He was making plays in the clutch and he was even hitting some game winners. So if the fans didn't already know his name, they definitely know it now. He almost won the 6th Man of the Year award, but they ended up giving it to Lou Williams as usual. He's basically a starter who comes off the bench, so he shouldn't count in my opinion. But anyways, as he climbed up the ladder, Toronto decided to trade the guards in front of him, DeLon Wright and Corey Joe. I guess the organization felt that Fred VanVleet was what they were looking for the future. And I really liked their game too, but it had to happen. Somebody had to go, that's just the league. But it's crazy how Fred VanVleet just started at the bottom of the food chain, and now he's taking people's spots, and now he's a household name. It's just a prime example of if you put the work weekend and you're confident in yourself, it's gonna show. A wise man once said to bet on yourself. But as for now, the Toronto Raptors are facing up against the Golden State Warriors in the finals. And it's gonna be very interesting because the Warriors are gonna be without Kevin Durant for some time, and game 1 is gonna be played in Toronto, and you know their fans are crazy. It would be an amazing story if Fred VanVleet wins a championship this year. They would have to turn his life into a book, for real. But make sure y'all go check out his clothing brand. He got some nice gear, man. He got the Bet on Yourself hoodies, the sweatpants, the shirts, all that good stuff. So make sure y'all go check that out. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description. Peace.
Trying to tell my story. Only speculations, nobody can tell it for me. I ain't got no fear in my blood, but it be boiling. Wake up in the morning, it's hard not to be cocky. Ran to the top from the bottom, I feel like Rocky. Thoughts in my head, nobody could ever stop me. Truly motivated, they feeling it when they watch me. They feeling it when they watch me.